Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is LizUtopia. I'm Liz and this is my collection. So I thought I was going to start the first video as like something short, showing you some of my plants, what I collect, what I love. I'm sorry for the mess, but I was just unpacking 3 boxes of plants that went through some repotting. So let's go right into it. I don't know all of the names by heart. Most of them I'll try to be as accurate as I can. These are 2 Sansevieras. I do not know the difference in the name, but as you can see, one is white and one is a striped one. This is a pothos. I have an interesting story behind it because I took it as a cutting from a larger plant, really large plant, like with huge leaves, and I thought that was a monstera, but it wasn't, so I still took a cutting, and as you can see, it is small, but the leaves are huge. So this is just a regular golden pothos, okay? And this is what happens to it on a moss ball. Some ivy vines over there, some more Sansevieras. This is a sword one, got really long. Dracaena Jamaica. I took it also as cutting. Somebody pruned their backyard and threw it on the curb outside. Cleaned them up a little bit from leaves, put them in water, they rooted, yay! This one used to be called Philodendron Green Wonder or something like that. Now it's a Trematophyllum, I think. Don't get me up on that one. Hope I'm pronouncing it right. This is the newest leaf that it got. Very nice and luscious green, as you can see. It's very shiny, very pretty. Yes, and I also got it as a gift. This is Monstera deliciosa. This is a mature, grown-up plant. I got it as a cutting, so I got a mature cutting. And I don't know if you know this, but if you get a cutting of something that already got out fruit, and that cutting that you got is already sexually mature, which means your cutting at home can get out fruit, which is exactly what happened to me. I got a fruit over there and then it rotted and fell down, but anyway, that's better because it's gonna invest more in that leaf that it kind of neglected when it started getting the fruit out. But this one, as opposed to the other one that I have a young cutting from a young mother, and that cutting won't fruit anytime soon. It needs to be sexually matured. So that one actually fruited in my house in a container, which is awesome. I got Calathea insignis, I think. It's not in a very good shape. I'm still treating it for some diseases that it had. Over here got another Dracaena in hypoastis that really doesn't like to be in that shade, but I don't really care for it right now, so I just left it there. This is Philip, my philodendron. I'm not really sure what kind it is, I'm sorry. This is the newest leafed, very small actually, and these are some of the more mature ones. It's huge. It used to be up high, but now it's on the floor, so I don't know if it's getting more or less light, but it's still gigantic. I got it as a 3-leaf cutting, something like that, and it's huge, and you can't even see all of it because Monty, my monstera over there, is hiding it. Next up, these are my heart and soul, my alocasias. Love them so much, cannot even tell you how much. This one was actually up here. I used to have a stand and it used to be up against the window, so it got burned from the sun. So I moved it over here. Over here it gets only light, which is better for her. And this is the mother. I have a child here somewhere, or there it is. This is her child. I had another one, already mature one. I gave it to my parents. They have a huge yard with a lot of shade and a lot of light, so I gave it to them. And I like to get cuttings, and instead of putting the cuttings in a cup of water, I'm just putting them in the soil of one of my existing plants. So what I do, I put it in the ground, and then I put some soil over it, and then I put this little thing on top of it. I don't know if you can see, but it's rooting, so it keeps it moist like that. And this new leaf I got at my house over here from this propagation, so it works. And she's got a little baby. This is a baby alocasia. just like the big one I showed you over there. This one shall be grown again. Alright, so this is Philodendron bifidophyllum, something like that. And I think it's a thermodophyllum, right? Thermod something. The same kind as that one. They changed it from philodendron. I just recently read about it, something. So I also got it as a cutting. And it used to be actually just a sprout, just a tip that the leaf was supposed to come out of, because I got it with 2 leaves and they both died. And I have a saying about propagations, about cuttings. I looked at it and it was still just a green tip, but it was green. It wasn't dead. It was alive. You can see it. So I have a rule, like a rule of thumb about cuttings. If it's not dead, it's alive. Leave it alone. It's rooting. For example, that Monstera took about a year and 2 months, something like that, to get her roots big and comfortable enough to get out a new leaf. So for a year and something, those 3 leaves and the other one that it cut up over there used to be just like that, stoic and not moving and nothing. And then one day, I just got sprouted out a new leaf, which means the root system has taken and it's starting to drink water properly. So again, with this one, everybody that saw it told me, come on Liz, it's dead, don't keep it. It's just a green tip with a base. It didn't have any leaves at all. Like, you see, this is now the tip. So it used to be like that high of just a green tip on a base, no roots, no nothing. And then it started sprouting, and as you can see, it's got a lot of great and awesome roots over there that it's just burying into the ground. Yeah, it needs repotting. I know. And it's got huge leaves right now, you see, and it's gonna grow even bigger. I know it is because you've seen them. So this is Philodendron ruby, I believe. If it's not, please correct me. I don't know, here I'll show you the stem. It's got like black dots sometimes on the stem, which is nice. I like it. And I've seen this one actually grown huge, like bigger than that one right now. This is a banana tree. I didn't actually see a lot of banana trees on YouTube, people growing them in their houses, because I think they need more sunlight. But this one's only getting light, no sun, and she's really happy. And I got it as a gift from a friend. He's called Ron. So she's called Ronana, because Ron and banana, Ronana. Ba-dum-bum. Not funny. Anyway, this is another one of my syngoniums, and I got it also as a cutting. This one was sold to me as Philodendron Moonlight, and we all know it is not. It is a Philodendron Silver Sword. And I know that because I do my research. But they got it to me relatively cheap because they thought it was a Moonlight. And I kind of like it right now. I really like it. I got one big leaf over there, which is huge. Yeah, so, oh, I just remembered. This one was not, it wasn't sold to me cheaply because they were mistaken the name. I got this one from a friend who owns a nursery, and he ordered just this one specimen for me. He said he didn't like it because, I don't know if I can show it, because when it gets cut like that, then it loses its color, you see? Just right over there on the tip. Oh, it can't focus. Oh, it did. All right. So it loses its silvery color when it gets hit or get a bump or something. But it's over here and nobody's going to touch it now. And baby's going to be happy. Right, baby? Good boy. All right, next up. I have 2 peperomias over here, the regular and a variegated one. This is Calathea mosaica. Oh, yes, she is gorgeous. I'm sorry if you can see all of this things on my leaves and a lot of oil drops and stuff like that. It's actually sort of a pesticide. It's something that I put against spider mites. And it actually works because they can stick to it when it's slippery and oily. So they don't stick to it. And I do mist my leaves as much as I can, so I wash it off. But that helps. So that's the Calathea mosaica. This is the bottom of the leaf. It's phenomenal, I'm telling you. It's gorgeous, just gorgeous. This is a spadiphyllum, and as you can see, the flower is getting yellow, which means the plant is taking back all the energy. And the first thing to go usually is iron. The plant takes back all the iron that it can, and when a plant has no iron in it, then it gets yellowed. So that's right now what's going on with them. I'm not cutting old leaves up. You see, this is all green. It's gonna take that energy back, so I'm gonna let it do that because it's like a silo of food for him, and he's gonna use it. This is a piper. I don't remember the species of the piper, but this is a piper. As you can see, it's gorgeous, pink, green, metallic dream. I don't know. I don't like pink that much, but I like the way that it's that unique. And I actually propagated this one from a full-grown one. And pipers get this thing, which not a lot of people know. They think it's bugs, but they're kind of, I don't know, emitting this transparent crystals, as you can see. And after a few weeks, they become black. I don't know what it is. I'd love it if somebody can tell me what it is. You can see, you can take them off. They come off in my hand. It's not bugs. I've looked into it a few times. I've seen it in nurseries as well. It's the same thing. I think it's something that the plant secretes or something from the leaves. So that would be interesting to know if anybody has any idea about that. This is a green wandering Jew, and this is a regular pothos. And I just started hanging those, and then I got really, really busy, so I didn't continue. But it's gonna be all over my ceiling. Trust me, I'm gonna do it one day, but I will. So as you can see, my porch is like a freaking huge mess. It's gonna be turned over into something completely different, but I need the time to do that. So I still have my stands and some of my sun-needing plants, which I won't talk about today. So continue on in here. This is a little Sansevieria, and as you can see, this is the height that it was when I got the cutting. And this is another one over here. Oh, there it is. You see? The numbers are centimeters, but that doesn't matter. I was just looking up for the height and seeing how long would it take it to grow. So it has been in that height for about 8 months. It was a really small cutting, not a lot of roots, and then it just sprouting out like in the last 2 weeks or so. So this is a plant that really annoys me to see at nurseries, because they never, and I'm not saying almost never, I'm saying never, in a nursery that I've been in, that they call this by its real name. So they usually call it Monstera moss, Monstera mini, Philodendron mini, and all sorts of bullshit. I'm sorry for my language, but it really upsets me, like calling this one a moonlight. And it's not the nursery, it's the supplier that gives it to the nursery that put the name on it. So the nursery doesn't even know that it's a mistake. And this is, of course, a Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, or as my friend always like to call it, Rafi, which is a known Israeli name, Rafi. So Rafi is a nice name for it, and I got one of those cutting. This is from Oz, actually. So Oz, thank you very much for this wonderful cutting that I have. And this is another cutting that I got from the nursery that I worked in, because the other leaf that was over here, this is just the one, had sort of a slight tiny variegation on one part of the leaf, and I was wondering if it's gonna scram up another leaf, if it's gonna have variegation. So I just took it and put both of them. So this is actually a completely different plant. So again, wandering Jew all over here, and as you can see, this one needs a bit of fertilizer because it's losing its color. It needs some iron, but it's in this tiny little container, and this thing just grows even when it's not connected to the ground. So I'm not worried about it at all. Again, with my Alocasia collection, this is Alocasia or Whitney, and I got another leaf. You're gonna see it very soon. Another cutting, very, very nice. Love Alocasias. It's my disease. It's not only aroids, it's specifically Alocasias. I got some really, really unique ones dying on me, and that was just heartbreaking. So this is an Aglaonema, and I got it without any roots. So it's right now, it's still rooting. As I told you, if it's not dead, it's alive, and even though it's not giving me any new leaves and not even straightening up, as long as it's not completely dying and it's been in that state for about a month, maybe some more, then it's gonna stay alive. So over here, two spider plants. I don't remember the Latin names of them, but this is the variegated one. This is the green one. And as you can see, it gets out this vines with roots already on top of them, as you can see over there. And you can cut them up and propagate them. But I had too many of them, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to let it grow like that. Really, really nice. Over here you can see a Hoya leaf, and sometimes when I hit a Hoya with my hand or something and I break off a leaf, I put it back in some pot that it's still moist, and yes, it does root, and yes, it does propagate, and yes, you will get another Hoya plant. So this is a yucca, and I also got a huge yucca over there, but those are just, I told you, replants. Everything you see without a plate on the bottom is a replant. This is a cacti, and this is Portula coria. Yes. So this is my pretty baby. This is an avocado, yes, that I've eaten and grown. So it did become quite large. Needs a repotting, definitely. I know. I can't find the time. Sorry for the dead leaves over here. It's something that's propagating over there. Let's take a look. This is a batata, which is a yam plant. And yes, it does grow yams. I got the photos to prove it. I'll put it up on my Instagram if anybody wants to see it. This is ficus, rubber ficus, a cutting. Very, very hard to propagate. A cutting with the tip still on it. Trying though. Seems like it's working since it's been here for more than 6 months and it's not dead. And the other ones did die. Also, cutting that I got on the street. This is a palea, and I think it's kind of seriously suffering. I'll have to do something about it, but it's kind of sticking to the window right now. This is a very unique Calais. I don't know if you can see it. I'll go from the other side. Aha, yes, look at that. Very unique Calais because the shape of it, it's like a cone, it's like a cup, it's like a, I can't tell you even. And the colors are just gorgeous. It's really, really pretty. Another avocado over here. Smaller one than the other. These are actually peppers that are dying because I thought the avocado was dead. So I put some seeds, as you can see over there, of pepper, and they all grew. So then I stopped watering it because I thought everything was dead. And never mind, long story. This is a vanilla plant, which is dying a little bit right now, and I don't know why. It's rotting from the bottom, but the top is still valid, and I tried to cut it and put it back in there, and I don't know if it's gonna work or not. Wish me luck. This is a philodendron. I do not know the species of it, but as you can see, it's got pink vining on the bottom. I'd love for you to give me the name in the comments if you can. That would be really nice for me. Save me the troubles of looking for it. And I saw this plant in a nursery. I saw like a big vase on the corner. It looks like it'd been there for like 15 years or something. It's huge. It was going all the way up to the ceiling. And I asked the guy, can I take a cutting? And he said, yeah, sure. And then he gave me a pot and some soil and everything. And that was awesome. So this one is still rooting. Didn't get a new leaf. But the new leaf is going to come out from here. And I can see it's very, very rigid. Means it's got all the water that it needs, meaning it's got a good root system by now. It has been here for, I think, about a month and a half or so. So wish me luck on that one. Hoyas, all right. So I don't know all the Hoyas that I have, and I kind of got it mixed up because I got a few Hoyas and I planted them and I kind of got confused between the species. So this is one Hoya that I got. This is a vining ivy. When I replanted, I found this one with a root, so I just put it in. So that's one Hoya. That's a second Hoya, and I think there are actually two kinds over here. This is one kind of a Hoya, and this is the second one, but I'm not so sure. Again, and it could be that this is the third one, a variegated Hoya. But again, I don't really know until they'll grow because it's all propagation. Instead, I think this one wasn't a propagation, but this is a propagation. This also is a propagation of a Hoya, and this one has fragrant flowers. That was, yeah, kind of a tongue twister. So fragrant flowers, and I got this one as a gift. They did some cuttings on a huge plant, and I took a cutting. Oh, and this is new, I think, so that's good. These are a few cuttings that I got just yesterday. I don't really want to get them out and try because they're really fragile, but two types of Sansevieria over there. This type that grows like spikes like that, and this type that grows flat, but they're in a fan shape. I don't know how to show you that. Like, okay, you see this Ravenella's bed is like a fan shape, but think about that with the swords, okay, like huge swords, but stuck to each other on a fan. So that was really, really cool. And she got it imported from Holland, and I took a little cutting. She let me cut a little cutting, so that was nice. Another Callias did Calathea. I had root aphids. I'm still don't know if she's gonna come back from that. Same thing for this gorgeous, sad begonia. Also had root aphids, and I gave it treatment, so let's hope for the best. This is the result of a propagation of that Hoya, so I'm kind of collecting them to throw them away. Again, broke off a Hoya leaf, put it over there. Two ZZ plants from little broke-offs that I got, and yes, they did break off, and put them over there, and it's almost a year now. Grows really, really slowly. It roots even slower. Damn. So this is another alocasia. This is the babies of the mother. I have a lot of dead alocasias because I try to get a lot of cuttings from people. Also, that one was an alocasia and it died. This is, I forgot the name of it. Something like insignia something. This is also the same family as that one and this one and that one. I just forgot the name of it. I knew it a few minutes ago. Over there is also a Calathea, which is dying. I took a little piece from a plant, and I honestly, I didn't thought that it's going to last, so it's not surprising that it's dead. Another cutting that I got, this is a succulent with purple variegation. I don't know if you can see that, but that's really, really cool. Oh, come on, flip over. Oh, there, you see? Yeah, so I put it over here like yesterday. And this is a Sansevieria that grows as a fan as well. So just a little bit of soil, and they're propagating over there. This is another Alocasia Whitney. I got one leaf at a trip, and as you can see, it's doing fine because it's getting a baby. Alocasias are very, very strong. Also, dead Alocasia, hoping that this one would still survive. This is, I don't know, that species, the one with the purple stick and then the green velvety leaves, and it's been like the 10th try for me to grow that plant. This is also a dead one of it. You can see it was a mature one and it died, and then the baby that it got had died. I don't know what to do with that species, but something is wrong in my house for that one. Dracaena, very, very colorful one. And then we have another Dracaena over here, the white one. I just don't want to get everything out. This is a pink syngonium. Some propagations of some succulents over there. This is a syngonium with the pink veins. I don't know if you can see that. I hope it shows. I think it shows. Good. Pink veins. Yes, got it. This is a pitaya. This is the dragon egg fruit thing. The bright pink with a white filling and the black seeds. So it's actually a Mexican cacti. I got one as a gift from a friend, just the cutting. Let's see what's hiding over there. Oh, that's another syngonium, just a simple one. This is a philodendron. I do not know what type it is. I got it as a cutting, as a gift. The mother is huge, okay? It's like the leaves of the mother is like from here all the way up to here. So it's like, it's that big of a leaf. And I just took a little baby from the side and said, all right, this is mine now. So that was cool. This is a red syngonium. It's called a Bordeaux syngonium or a red syngonium. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, that's a new leaf. Let's take an older one. Oh, now you can see the colors. Yes, this is like a purple dip red eggplant. Whatever, man. It's a red syngonium. Yeah, man. All right, I love that syngonium. This is a philodendron imperial. Just got it. As you can see, it was watered on his leaves from tap water, so it doesn't look really good. It's gonna get hospitalized in here for a while. This is a white pothos. I actually have something quite cool to show you. Wait, right there. Let's go into my very, very messy kitchen and I'll show you the ceiling because it is very, very messy. But this is what I'd like to call a conceptual plant because it doesn't have really any money value. But I keep it because it's awesome. And I'll tell you why. And yes, it is rooting over here. This is a white pothos. Yes, it is a white pothos. But it grew on a white pothos. And it's a reversed mutation. Okay, so a pothos, like any plant, can have a mutation and then get some yellow or a white inside of it and stuff like that. A white pothos mutation is solid because you can plant it and then it will grow white all the time. You don't have to wait for the mutation. But then it just grew a vine with only green leaves. So it's like the mutation has been reversed. So I just had to grow it like conceptually. I hope you understand what I've done over there. Because I think it's awesome just to keep it in the house. It makes me feel, I don't know, like nature is very special. And I'm taking a little part of it. So over here I had a climbing potato that died. I won't even take the time to explain to you about that. Let's go down to my orchids. So this is also a syngonium right over there, just chilling. And this is, I don't know the names, but it's like a leopard leaf orchid. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of dying because didn't have the time to put it in soil. But it is gorgeous. And it was a lot brighter. And I hope it will do better over here because I just repotted all of those. I told you some boxes came in and I repotted everything. Also this dendrobium, I don't know the species of that one, another orchid, but it's gorgeous. The flower is like yellow and red. And all of my other dying orchids. And my chain of hearts, of course. And my orchids are dying because, I'll tell you, do not put regular fertilizer on orchids. Apparently it burns them. I'm sorry, orchids. But I've done that. I had the fertilizer in my head. It was Osmocote. It was the little pills thing. And I was just putting them all over. You can see them over there. You see? This is the fertilizer spheres. And I just took a little bit and put it on the orchids. And apparently it burns the heck out of them. So do not do that. Now that is something special that I made. So the cacti is actually from my father. He grows quite a lot of them, and this used to be an aquarium ornament. So I took it, and it's got a lot of holes inside, and I put them all when they were babies, flipped it over. A friend helped me held it in his arms, and I filled everything up with soil, and then I reversed it into that pot and planted it, and it became huge. Like, it was that high. It was seriously that high, and look at it right now. It's a monster. It's like coming out of a castle. It's like taking over a castle. Looks really, really cute. As you can see, guess, and understand, the ones of you that really, really loves arids and houseplant, this is a Monstera adansonii. It's a climbing Monstera vine, and it is gorgeous. And one thing I can tell you, definitely put climbing plants on a moss pole. They love it. They get the wetness from the roots that are touching here. It holds up a lot of humidity. The leaves get larger, healthier. It climbs faster than you can even wrap it around your mouse ball. It's just growing all the time. And yes, it loves moisture. It loves light. So I put it over there, and it's thriving, actually. It's quite big. Bigger than I thought it would be. This is my Ravenella. I don't know if you know what it is, but this is a traveler's palm. This tree gets huge, like tens of meters up in the air. Huge fan. I encourage you to go to Google and look up the images for Ravenella or traveler's palm. And what's even more amazing is the seeds, because right up next to it, meet Haven. My gorgeous Starlitzia Nicolai, which is a bird of paradise tree. You have the little bush with the flowers that get orange and purple. This one gets white and blue flowers. So it's gorgeous, but the seeds look like tiny little meteors. They look like burning meteors, like a black rock with fluffy, bright orange hairs. Look up the images, Strelitzia nicolai seeds, and you'll see that. So those are its seeds, but the vanilla seeds are exactly the same shape, only they're freaking bright blue. You should go look it up. They look amazing. Bright blue. You've never seen seeds like that. It looks like it's photoshopped, but then just scroll down and look at all of the pictures and you'll see, I'm not lying. They have bright blue, like alien type of seeds to that plant. And it gets exactly the same flower as the Strelitzia nicolai, only the color is completely green. So I'm not growing it for the flowers. Obviously, I'm growing it for the huge fan I'm going to have when I will have a private house, and I do hope that it will happen soon. So let's move on. This is a canna lily. It doesn't look really good. I don't know what I'm doing with my canna lilies. I got another one that just got attacked, so she's over there punished. She's in punishment. She got mites, spider mites, and I was afraid she's gonna infect everything over here. This is my 4 IV pot. So I got 4 types of IVs over here. You see those green spiky ones, and then I have the little yellow spiky ones, and then the green with the yellow, and then we have the heart-shaped green, and they're all growing on this beautiful moss ball, and it's kind of looking for ways to branch itself out. This is another Hoya that I have. I think I've showed you in the beginning. Again, it is propagating. This is why I'm losing leaves, so not excited by that. It's alright for me, but as you can see, it does have a slight variegation on the leaf. A very, very slight variegation, but it does exist. So moving on to here, and we're going to finish this up. This is a Monstera deliciosa that I got as a small cutting, and I love plants that change the shape of their leaf. So Monstera, when it starts, this is not a Monstera by the way, when it starts it got like only heart-shaped green leaves, and then as it grows it gets more and more cuttings. So this one got only 2 holes, and then this one got a bit more, and then it gets a bit bigger, and then when it gets big enough it gets a second holes in preparations. Okay, so it gets only the second and third and fourth and fifth rows of holes as it grows larger, so the leaves change themselves. And as I said, this one is not the Monstera. This is a philodendron heart or something like that. I don't remember the name of it, but gloriosum, could it be? Something like that. It's a climbing philodendron. So as I've said, this is a Strelitzia nicolai, and at the bottom over here you have a gorgeous arrowhead. This is a green syngonium, and I cut it up, like seriously cutted it up. I don't know if you can see. This one was cut off, and I got some more over there that was cut off because it grew all over my Strelitzia nicolai. It became huge, and yes, it does change the shape of their leaf, even more extreme than that. Like all of this part is gonna be gone. It's getting attached only on one string over here, and then it grows another leaf from here. So syngoniums definitely change the shape of their leaves as they grow older. And right over there on the bottom there is a nice palm. It's a Hamadrea, and it grows really wonderfully. Over here you have white pothos, as you can see. I love this leaf because it's got like all the type of the variegation colors. And this is Philodendron Brazil, and as you can see it's not doing that well, but it is propagating. I love propagation, so everything is still growing in my house. Hope you like the first tour. This is my tour. I got another studio room with my more unique alocasias, which I will not go into right now because I have to go. And really hope you enjoyed it. If you do, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so that I'll know you won't. I'll make more of my videos for you. And if you know some of the names of my plants, I'd love it if you'll tell me, because knowledge is good, especially in plants where I always want to learn more and more. And right now I have to go to work, and I do work with plants, so I'm gonna keep talking about plants all day long, and I love it. Welcome to LizUtopia. Hope you had fun. Bye guys.